Good evening, guys and girls. Hope you're all well and enjoying this fine sunny weather we're having. I honestly, in my 34 years, since I turned 30, I can't remember how old I am. Since, it's in my 34 years on this planet, I cannot remember a summer as good as this, and it's absolutely fantastic, absolutely loving it. I'm going to get cracking straight away because it's Monday night, and I imagine there'll be less of you being able to tune in this evening because obviously, it's Monday night and we're busy, right? So sorry about yesterday. Decided to take the weekend away and just chill, really. I'm really aware. I have a great awareness of my energy levels and where I want to put my focus when I'm feeling tired. And so, yes, this weekend was all about kind of recharging. And one thing I learned very quickly was that you can't recharge with an 18-month-old, and it's kind of pointless going away because it's just more work. So we had a lovely break, a really nice time, and I'm still tired. And also, if you're thinking I look very red, now, when I'm not looking in the camera and I look in the mirror, I don't look that red, but I think I caught the sun today. I had a coaching session with a client, and I suggested that we go to the beach because we got some beautiful beaches near us. And when I did the coaching session with her on the beach, which was fantastic, and I completely forgot to put sun cream on. So if I'm looking a bit red, that is why. So guys, if you're logging in, say hello. Let me know who's here. As always, if you've got any questions, please just fire away. And also, just on that note, hi Julie, nice to hear from you. I'd like to say thank you to all the guys in Sally's group as well as my group for yeah, totally, Marie. For the interaction during the week. I get loads of lovely messages from you guys and some questions that are really important to ask, because if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling frustrated and you want to feel that sense of freedom in your life, if you're trying to achieve something and you're feeling like you keep failing at it or it's not possible, then ask questions, because the only thing that stops you getting what you want in this world is your own thinking. That is literally it. And one thing I'm really passionate about is highlighting that and creating that awareness for people. So don't be afraid to ask questions. That is what I'm here for, and that is why I do these Facebook Lives. So tonight we're going to talk about confidence, and actually I was going to talk about the 6 fundamental human needs, which I'm actually going to do on Sunday. It's a really nice way to end a week. But tonight I want to talk about confidence, because this is something that keeps coming up for me and my clients, and especially people that are very sporting, or maybe speak on stage, or maybe even, I'm actually coaching a mother at the moment who's going back into work and she's struggling with the idea of that. And it's really important for me to help people understand what confidence really is, or what I believe, or what I understand confidence to really be. Because when we believe we need confidence, that's when we don't have it. So confidence is something that we have until we think that we need it. And that sounds like a bit of a paradox, but I'm going to explain that tonight. So the basic premise is, guys, that if you are living your life from the inside out, so everything is coming from a place of awareness, from a place of clarity, from a place of yourself, that consistent, that constant. And if you still haven't connected with that yet, don't worry, we can go into that a bit more at a later date. That is when you have confidence, because you don't have a need for it. The problem we have is that most of us live from the outside in. So we're constantly thinking about what others are thinking. Our goals are based around what we think we should have, or what we think we should look like, what we think we should feel according to everybody else, or what we've learned to be true. And if that's the case, that's a thinking problem. And what we then have is a need for confidence, because when you're stuck in your own thinking, we think we need confidence. We think is the key, that we need confidence, and we don't. And I'm going to go into that a little bit. That's all right, Joanne. You join in when you join in. It's all good. No problem. You can always rewatch anyway. I've only rambled on for 4 minutes anyway, so you haven't missed anything yet. So I want to talk to you, I'll tell you a little story about me, actually. I don't want to make this about me, but it's always for me really important to help you guys understand that I know what it feels like to lack confidence. When I was a young lad, I was a younger brother, and to one older brother, and I had all the confidence in the world. And when I say I had confidence, it was actually that I didn't need confidence, because I just threw myself at everything. I didn't feel like it mattered what other people thought. if I failed or if I fell over, I'd just get back up, brush myself off and get on with it. I could go up on stage in school, and I remember I was dressed as Pharaoh in this kind of white sheet with this gold thing wrapped around my head when I was young, and I rocked the stage, man. Well, at least I thought I did. When I watched it back, it was horrendous. I mean, honestly, what my parents must have been thinking about my singing, it was shocking. But I didn't care. I was up there and I was rocking it, and I couldn't care less what people thought. And so I didn't have a need for confidence. I just was. I was living from the inside out, doing what served me. And for me, it was just performing, just getting up there and doing my thing. And somewhere along the line, I think it was when I went to a bigger school, actually. I was a very sensitive kid, always very emotional, always very sensitive. And I always used to think that was a bad thing. And it was conditioned in me that that was a bad thing for quite an early age. And not by my parents, but by my school and by my peers. And I went to a really big school. So I went from a kind of primary school with 60 kids in it. You know, bear in mind there's 5 years in that school. So there's like 8 to 10 kids in each class, which is amazing. Such a beautiful school. To go into a massive school where there were 3,000 students, and I just kind of got lost in amongst it all. So I kind of followed the crowd and I was never really heard. And what I started to kind of take on, or what I started to learn, was that I needed to be confident, and that when you go up on stage or when you do something, when you perform or when you're talking, what other people think matters. And there was kind of, I became a pleaser really, really quickly. And so what happened was, because I was stuck in my thinking, I started to lose confidence. And it wasn't that I was actually losing confidence, it was that I was disconnecting from it. And actually, I forgot that I didn't need confidence anyway. I could just show up to my life being myself. And that affected me for years. And I looked for answers to gain confidence. So I was brought up in a very religious way. My mum was a Christian, my dad wasn't. But one thing that I kind of thought helped me was Christianity and God at that time. Obviously not religious anymore, but very spiritual. And it wasn't until obviously then I realized that I was living from the outside in. I was looking for something to help me be confident. I was looking for confidence, or something to make me confident. And actually, now I look back, I was looking for permission to just be myself. I was looking for something that would allow me just to be myself. And that is when you're confident, is when you can just show up as yourself and not have a need to please. And that lack of confidence stopped me doing so much. You know, I'm sure you guys have experienced when we're feeling that kind of lacking in confidence, it stops us doing what we really feel is right, or what we really feel that we want. And it stops us getting what we want. And so as we're talking about this, guys, please feel free to share whether you're feeling confident, or what makes you feel confident, or what doesn't, and kind of share your thoughts as well, because I'll be interested to hear it. So if we were confident, or if we didn't need confidence anymore, if we didn't have a need for confidence, what I want you to do right now is consider what your life would look like. Not if you were more confident, because that's just needing. That is needing something in order for you to give yourself permission to be. And that's not necessarily the best way of going about things for me. But if you didn't have a need for confidence anymore, how would that change your life? What areas of your life would that change? What things that you're trying to achieve would happen if you didn't need confidence anymore? Because we get so guilty, don't we, of, oh, that person's so much more confident than me. And I'm good at certain things, like all you are. All of you guys watching this will be. You'll all be good at something. And so we're taught that that's confidence. It's not. Not for me, at least. That's just practicing something and being good at something. That's certainty. That for me isn't confidence. Confidence is something we have, and it includes getting things wrong. It includes being ourselves. It includes living from the inside out. That is what, for me, true confidence means. It's the lack of need for it. And that then is when you start getting what it is that you want, or getting what you think lack of confidence stops you getting now. You know, just imagine a world where we're all living from the inside out. We're not in each other's business. We're brought up from an early age knowing that what other people think doesn't have to matter to us. Sure, we can understand what they think. It might give us a great perspective, but it doesn't have to matter to us. It doesn't have to change or stop what we want, or doing what we want. Imagine a world where we're all just doing what we want and getting what we want and experiencing the things we want to experience because we don't need confidence anymore. So needing confidence isn't true. Needing confidence is just another thinking problem. So all I want you to consider tonight, guys, is if we took that need for confidence away, how would that change things for you? Just have a think about it now. So I just want to get this clear in my head, so I'm making things really clear for you guys. I don't know about you all, but I'm really struggling in this hot weather. So as with everything in our life, the thing I really want to get across tonight, and the thing I'm going to leave you on, is we already are confident. Confidence isn't something we get. It's something we already are. Because the only thing we can have confidence in is ourselves. And to lack that means that you're needing something that you haven't got, and that is going to create stress. And it's going to lead you, needing confidence leads you to feeling lacking, feeling not good enough, to feeling like what other people think matters. And it will stop you in your tracks. One thing I love to share with my clients and people that I work with and my coach is this kind of idea of confidence. Because when we let go of the need for it, so much of our thinking just goes, because we're not constantly in that kind of battle with it. We can just show up to our lives and just do it anyway. So I want to leave you with this. What do you need confidence for at the moment? What is it that you're stopping yourself doing because you don't have confidence to do it? Share that with me tonight. I'll share that with the group, guys. For me, it's taking on an apprentice. It's something that I'll share this with you. This is quite raw for me. So I had a coaching session last week, and my coach said to me, Sam, I want you to consider taking on an apprentice. And he doesn't mean a kind of apprentice to help me with admin or anything like that. He means, because I have a successful coaching practice, he's suggesting that I take on an apprentice to help go from zero, where they're at now, to building a successful coaching practice, because he knows that I can do it because I've done it myself. And charging the fees that he's asked me to charge scares me. So I can't do that, because what people are going to think is I'm not worth it. And obviously that directly correlates to I'm not worth it. So if I let go of the need for confidence, what happens? Well, I just put the question out there. Simple as that, without any expectation. I put the question out there because I'm living from the inside out. I'm saying it's important for me to ask the question. What happens after that isn't my business, but I can ask the question. And so in my experience, when we let go of the need for confidence, we get what it is that we want. So have a think about that tonight, guys. What is it that you're stopping yourself doing because you need confidence? And what would you think and what would you feel and do if you already have confidence? So I hope that's all made sense, guys. I tried to make a couple of notes. I don't always, but tonight I decided to, because this is quite a big topic and I kind of wanted to keep it kind of really simple and really easy to understand. But the one thing that I really want you to consider is this sentence. Confidence is something we have until we need it. So confidence is something we have until we need it. So just have a think about that. See what that means to you. But guys, I'm going to leave that there. It's 15 minutes and I try to keep this short as much as I can. So Sunday, I'm going to be talking about, this is something that is absolutely pivotal for me as a coach, for human beings to understand. For those of you that like Tony Robbins or have heard of him, you might have heard these things before, similar things before. But I'm going to talk to you about the 6 human needs. And it doesn't matter how much personal development, spiritual development, or growth you're trying to do, if your 6 basic human needs aren't being met, then you're not going to have a fulfilling experience. And I'm going to share all those with you on Sunday and how to fulfill them as well. So I'm giving it all away. And that's the point of all of this. A place you can come to grow. And that is one of the human needs. So guys, lots of love. Remember, if I can impart any gift on you, it's that you are confident. You have confidence until you need it. All right? Needing it is just a thinking problem. If you find yourself lacking in confidence, you're just stuck in your thinking. Step back from it, create that awareness. So have a lovely evening. Enjoy the sun and, you know, Bernie, put sun cream on. Lesson learned. I normally do, slap wrist. And yeah, have a great rest of your week, guys. And if you need me between now and Sunday, send me a message, comment on this video, and I'll speak to you soon. Take it easy.